A hospital sends out a warning to the local community in letter form. What happens next? We have a major phone company that was hacked and are trying to keep it secret, but one of the employees did leak to us what's really going on. Also, we have reports on home insurance. We have reports on empty shelves. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and I am here at the Grand Canyon. So that is behind me, and it's fantastic. It's beautiful, but I wanted to keep up with the updates that we're sending out your way. We do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They do a fantastic job helping people get out of stocks and bonds and the retirement accounts, out of that risky stuff into gold, silver, and platinum. Solid metal that is real. And if you have any questions about that, Jonathan and his team would love to answer your questions and see if it's a good fit for you without that pressure. We do have to report on catastrophic damage from huge tornadoes in Nebraska and Iowa. And actually, I just saw reports that we had a bunch of more incidents in Texas as well as some other states now. Lots of tornado damage across the... Hard to keep track with how much has happened out there. So be aware of that. And those storm fronts are still continuing, so you may still be seeing some residual high winds and everything like that as that storm front continues across towards the East Coast now. Hard to get reports, and if you guys have updates or reports that you'd like to send in, please do just comment on any one of these videos and just use the word update somewhere in your comment, and that gets it to the right place. If possible, give us some sort of geographical location on that too. Hard to Get says, we are in California. My husband works for Frontier Phone Company. They have been trying to deal with a major hacking event for over a week now. They are just now able to get into some of their systems. So if you have Frontier Phone Company as your provider of phone, I think that's a landline thing. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But this is where it really gets real. They keep sending out email updates and letting the company know not to say anything about what is currently going on. So there you have it. Nothing officially happening at Frontier Phone Company, but we do have reports of stuff actually happening. I have a little uneven footing here. Sorry about that. Lori says, Steve, I agree with the gal who said about the milk spoiling. I am in Somerset County, Pennsylvania. I have always bought 2 gallons at a time due to the kids drinking so much milk. The last 3 months, I have had several gallons of milk go spoiled. Different brands as well. Something is definitely going on. A bunch of you guys chiming in on that too, that you are indeed seeing issues with the milk out there. Thumper says, one person that's not having a problem with that. Thumper says, my Amish fresh milk doesn't go bad. Funny how that is. Eggs that are from trusted farmers that are not washed don't go bad. Milk that comes from cows and, from farms, real farms, not getting pasteurized and gone through factories and everything like that, it doesn't go bad as fast either. Bonnie says, I was at our Walmart and it's obvious that they are getting less stock. Tons of space between aisles and shelves are fronted. So we got a lot of fronting happening out there. Arizona Prepper says, homeowner in Arizona. So I'm in Arizona too. So I think someone's trying to call me. Home insurance for a 2,000 square foot house went from $1,008 a year to $2,100 a year to renew. Over a 100% increase. Bidenomics at work. We have that, inflation is going crazy out there. Lawsuits and everything like that is just, it's just when you let these people run a country, they run into the ground. And I'm not talking about necessarily a political party, but let's just say these whack jobs that are in charge of one of these political parties. And I'm not super thrilled about the people running the Republican Party either. They're going all along with all this stuff. It's like they're basically like insane light, right? I mean, all this stuff keeps having Republican votes attached to it. We're having these insane things passed through a Republican Congress. How is that happening? It's happening because all the Democrats are voting for it, and a lot of Republicans are voting for it too. It's like, so who do they really side with when push comes to shove? They side with each other in Washington, D.C., not with us, the people. Scott says, went to Walmart here in north central Louisiana yesterday, doing some shopping, and the peanut butter was nearly gone, especially the crunchy peanut butter, but even the creamy was almost gone. Now, I did see that here in my update that you saw yesterday morning out in Arizona. I saw the peanut butter looked a little bit low, but I didn't really think too much of it because we haven't really been having problems with peanut butter. But if people are saying that they're seeing some issues with peanut butter, let me know if you're seeing that in your area as well. Style Maker says, my large trauma center hospital is part of a larger managed care group. They sent us an email that there will be changes in 2025. There were no other details. I know what that means. Well, you do. The question is what about the rest of us? Reading between the lines there, I mean, are they just going to shut it down? Are they going to refer you to another place? Just to send you a letter and saying that there's going to be changes is really vague, and I don't think it's super clear. And I kind of asked the question, why in the world are they sending a letter? If they're doing it because they have legal obligations to send out a letter to warn of changes, don't they have to kind of at least say what those changes are? To just get a letter saying there's going to be changes doesn't help anyone. I guess it does give people a heads up that something's about to happen, but Brandon, no, not that Brandon, says power has been out for 12 hours here in East Texas. Massive thunderstorms last night. There's going to be like a whole generation of kids with not one single Brandon, I don't think. Mac in Southwest Florida. Went to my local Publix down the road last night and had little to none shredded cheese, maybe 2 racks out of 10. I figured the guys probably just hadn't stocked it yet, but now I see it's probably a shortage. So cheese. Terry in Washington State. It's getting hit with copper wire thefts. At least some of the outages for landlines have been blamed on copper wire theft. Obviously, copper prices are up across the board, and so that is going to impact people stealing stuff, right? And if you got a long telephone line going into the center, people stealing that wire can definitely get them a lot of copper, and they know that it's not carrying power. I mean, there's a little bit of very low voltage power going in through the telephone line, but you're not really, you know, they know it's safe to deal with, right? And so, you know, instead of stealing people's power lines, they know that they're going to have to deal with a safety issue there. So thieves are going after people's landlines, apparently. Or at least that's the excuse. Let me know if you guys think that that's a legitimate excuse, if that's really what's happening, or if these companies just don't want to service landlines anymore. They're just like, we don't want to deal with these landlines because they're too expensive for the companies to keep up. They rather run fiber optic cables to everybody's house and then just flip switches in their office to turn service back on or off of your cable or your internet. You know, they want to charge you like a $100 hookup fee, and really they're going to sit in the office and they're just going to click some switches. That's their ideal. They want to charge you lots of fees, but they don't really want to actually do anything. This is from Kel. Thank you, Steve. I bought the weather radio you had recommended a few months ago. Yesterday in southeast Nebraska, we had a tornado touchdown about a mile from my house. We didn't have any damage, but east and north of us got hit pretty bad. I came home from work to no power in my house, and my cell phone battery was dead. We're all there, right? You're like, I'm going to get home and charge my phone. And then the power goes out. You're like, uh-oh, I can't charge it. And now you're up a creek without a paddle. So I keep the radio on my kitchen counter, and I was so happy that I could at least listen to the weather to know if more storms were coming, and to be able to charge my phone so I could report my outage, right? Because the radio actually acts as like a battery bank too, so you can charge your phone off of it. I was able to charge my phone so I could report the outage to our electric company. This is not a big deal. That was like what, a $40 radio with the capacity to charge your phone off of it, $40 or something like that, and you know, it can get you out of a bind. Most people in America, most people around the world are not prepared for anything at all. The power goes out and they suddenly are completely helpless. Water gets turned off to their home, or they have a boil water advisory, and suddenly they run around like chickens with their heads cut off because they don't have any idea of what to do. I've done a whole bunch of disaster response relief work down in the South after hurricanes and everything like that, and it's just astonishing how unprepared people are. Right? They wait until the hurricane is like literally on top of them, and then they run out to the store and start buying bottled water, and that's that and beer. They buy lots and lots of beer, and they have their hurricane parties and everything like that, and just unprepared. And then it's like, well, why isn't there food for us? Why isn't there water for us? Why isn't there? We need power. You need to provide us stuff. And there's this sense of entitlement. And I get people going through a hard time, but are you prepared for disaster? Whether it's tornadoes, flooding, hurricanes, earthquakes, whatever. Continuing on with what Kel has to say, it was also comforting to know that if the power didn't get turned on soon, that I would have enough, I would have light to do what I needed to do. Luckily, we were only out for about 4 hours. But you never know when it's going to come back on, right? I mean, it could be 12 hours, could be 20 hours, but for them, 4 hours. But it showed me that I should probably write out a list of things I need to do in the event that if it happened again. Best $40 I've spent in a while. So there you have it, friends. Just take some practical steps, get a little more prepared so that you are ready and able to deal with any kind of situations that arrive with you, and be ahead of the majority of Americans, be ahead of the 95% of Americans. All right, friends, thanks for joining with us. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold Group about what you can do with your retirement account, you can click that link right on the video, or if you want to check out another video, there's one right up there. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report out.